Wrestling with WWE Survivor Series War Games. It took place last Saturday. Um it took place in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, at the Roger Arena. Attendance was 17,828. When the tickets are 5,000 each, it yeah, those those numbers add up.
Is it euros or Canadian dollars?
um, isn't our dollar more than the Canadian dollar, or is it the Canadian dollar more than ours?
I think ours is more than the Canadian dollar.
Okay, so it was maybe like 8,000 Canadian to get to all 5,000 American.
Oh gosh.
We need a conversion on this bitch.
Oh, okay. Actually, Canadian dollar stronger. One Canadian dollar equals 71 cents.
Interesting. Well, that brings us to the card. Um, I mean, they've been following this 5 card formula. It works for them. Um, it flowed well, and yeah, I mean, it was a WWE pay preview with maybe some unexpected moments that I actually enjoyed. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, five is the magic number because 5 hours over 5 matches over 3 hours gives every match a time to breathe, whether you go. So, I mean, and plus, it's Survivor. The War Games is going to take most of the time, so five is going to be a number anyway.
Right. Let's get into it.
Let's get it.
Rhea Ripley. We have the women's War Games match. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, and Bayley. They defeated Liv Morgan, Rachel Rodriguez, Nina Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae in 38 minutes and 15 seconds. I mean, it had all the gaga and all the pageantry you would want from a War Games match. It was somewhat of a clusterfuck. I kind of low-key felt like there was not a lot of storytelling. You know, obviously, Rhea is a loner. Her only friend is Damian Priest, and I don't think that they effectively told that story. Io and Bayley. Bayley, she defeated Io for the championship like a couple of months ago. They kind of touched on it, but that story wasn't necessarily told. Naomi was just happy to be there. And Belair is looking for vengeance on, Cargill. And I don't feel like any of that was told properly, and they had a lot of time to tell it. It was just like, this was the card crash match. Low-key, the best moment of the whole show was Tiffany Stratton potentially cashing in on either Liv or Nia, which would have been the absolute shits if she actually did. But, it didn't happen. But, and low-key, Rhea Ripley looked fire in that match. In that mask she wore. But what say you, Kaliko?
Well, it's hard to have any storytelling when it's a cluster of singles wrestlers that got no business to being around each other.
Right.
Because, I mean, the heel side was heavy with champions and Money in the Bank, and I was scared if they lost it would take some of the luster away. If that makes sense.
Um, I get it, but they are still trying to tell the Liv and Rhea story.
Well, but the Liv and Rhea story could have been told better with a champions versus champions and Rhea coming into War Games and fucking it up.
I mean, yeah, but
I mean, thus giving Nia the win. Let's say if it was champions team versus champions team, then you would have had the conflicts that you had in this. You still would have had the same conflicts. Rhea coming back as a surprise would have been the moneymaker.
that actually, especially if it was a surprise, because
Yes,
she had the broken orbital bone. So
correct.
nobody was expecting. We were, a lot of people were thinking she wasn't going to come back until after WrestleMania, and then oh shit, she came back at Survivor Series.
Right.
No, I 100% agree on that.
So that was the point that I would have. I mean, that's what I would have done because that allows you to prolong the story without Liv taking a pin.
Right.
And that and because let's say this now, and this is my scenario. If I had it did it, champions versus champions, Liv would have came out last anyway. Liv comes out last, Rhea comes out of nowhere and knocks her out the match. Thus, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. I,
Because taking Liv out, Raquel follows, so it goes from 5-on-4 to 5-on-3.
right.
Thus giving Nia the win and a little bragging right with her girl Tiffy, thus building their storyline, right?
And a little bit of revenge on Liv Morgan because Morgan won the uh the Saudi Arabia
The
championship.
crown jewels. See
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it would. Damn, where's my application? Where's my fucking application? Anyways, um, I'm about to put my resume in. Anyways, and to me, that would have been a lot easier to digest. Um, I know why they brought her back because they needed to fill it, but that would have gave them a reason to keep going. Because with Rhea now, you're thinking, okay, they're going to fight again for the title. And when is that going to happen? Saturday Night Main Event, Royal Rumble?
Probably more
Maybe.
likely the Rumble because Io is getting the Saturday Night Main Event title match.
So then that's my point. It would have been easier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because now you got Liv having to watch her back and Judgment Day having to watch her back to keep. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Thus, Finn acting like the leader. I should have told you to, because they're teasing that anyway. It's easier to tease it when someone's trying to come after the group.
We win when we listen to Finn.
When we listen to Finn. Anyways. But I think this was like the War Games match was good. It was okay compared to what they've had women's wise. It's not going to be one of the more memorable ones.
Right.
Because the memorable ones always had teams. And all, you see what I'm saying? And that mattered. Factions mattered. And it just seemed like it was just a hodgepodge of people put together.
Yeah, because they forgot
And the botches. I ain't gonna lie. Like Nia went to go hit somebody and she missed it. And she was like, "No, bitch." I'm like, bro, what the fuck? So yeah,
How many stars you give this one?
this one, 3. I mean, that's me being generous because it was a lot of kind of hodgepodging, like botching, debauchery going on.
I would have given this three, but after hearing, your scenario and what could have been, it low key pisses me off. So 2 stars.
You know what? Tweet WWE. Give me my resume. Part time only though. Because they be trying to run motherfuckers in the ground out here. Anyway, uh, uh, so Uncle Belter, what do you think?
2.25.
Uh-uh.
3.
3. 3 on the money.
Okay. That brings us to the WWE United States Championship match. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated La Knight in 9 minutes and 45 seconds. If we had reviewed this match last week or prior to the match, I probably would have told you LA is 100% winning this. There's no way they're giving Nakamura another title. But when Nakamura came out to the new Altered
His
Doors.
entrance?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said the same thing. When I saw the entrance, I'm like, oh, he beat that ass tonight.
Yeah. The entrance, the new song, the ring attire. I was like, yeah, this bitch better be winning this match.
This motherfucker better win. You put all that shit in it.
And I mean,
Jesus Christ.
this was like the shortest match on the card and maybe the most effective of all of them. I don't know if it was ring psychology that LA Knight dropped the belt during his entrance, but it definitely added to the mystique of the match, and that the finish was perfect. Nakamura got a little nasty, hit him with the Bomaye, got the W. I don't think a lot of people saw it coming, and while and I could understand why some people might say, "Oh, LA Knight didn't get a good run with the championship; it could have been longer." I feel like this adds to his title run more because this is the first big bad that he's really faced. So when he does beat Nakamura for it, it just adds his to his legacy and people cheering for him. No?
Depends. Unless he turns on the people. Now, I'm just going to throw this out there.
Okay.
And y'all may not like this. Uh, what was Nakamura's last big feud before he took this hiatus and came back as a new guy?
Cody Rhodes.
Before that.
Seth Rollins.
Before that.
Who did he wrestle before Seth?
Karrion Kross.
Okay. Did they have a rivalry? Or was it just like a
Yes,
match?
it was a rivalry. The Karrion Kross effect is real. I'm telling you, bro. The
Okay, so
Karrion Kross effect is real. Now, I'm gonna say this. as much as I love that Shinsuke initial song, this new one is fire.
I mean, any way that you play the song, honestly, is fire. It's just a fire song.
But the oh gosh, when he came out, bro, I'm like, he beating that ass tonight. Um, I just wish they had a if they had a win in on all of this when he faced Seth, and even when he became a placeholder for the belt, it would have been worth it.
I disagree with that because this new aura, he has to get W's, and they're showing that this new version of Nakamura gets results. Where, as much as I love Nakamura, when he was wrestling Seth and Cody, he couldn't buy a win.
I mean, but no, what I'm saying is that they had to roll this whole package out for those. It would have been totally believable he would have won.
Yeah, but I'm happy that they developed this new version of Shinsuke Nakamura. Um, I don't. I think we're both big fans of Nakamura,
I
so
know. It's just like
it's super sweet to see him get that recognition again.
I know. I'm like, holy shit! He got. I mean, I knew he was winning when that shit popped off. The light, the little red lava on the ground, this motherfucker popping out like an anime character. I'm like, oh yeah, it's over. Sorry, LA, you had a good run, my man.
How many stars do you give this one?
ah, the aura of the ring entrance gives it a 3 alone. Like, I'm talking about. You remember that? You know what that reminded me of? You remember when when Rocky Four, when Ivan Drago came out
Yeah.
to face Rocky? That's exactly what it felt like to me. Except LA Knight was now Apollo Creed. And it was just gonna go down. So 3 just on that alone. 3.5. I give it 3.5 because the shock factor and the fact that the crowd was literally like, "What the fuck?" Because see now this one, and to differentiate the two, Daniel Garcia winning the match was like, "Oh, he won." This one was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck is happening?"
Right. Because they set it up properly. Like he slammed LA on that metal grate between the rings, which, it's a legal weapon. So you already have that oh shit moment. Oh, okay,
hmm
okay. Now my attention is fully on this because that was pretty fucking nasty. And
Yeah.
then, not but a minute later, did he win the title.
Yep.
No, I 100% agree. 3.5 stars.
All right. Let's see what Uncle Dave said.
2.5.
Close.
2 and 7/5.
Nope.
2 and 1/4.
2.25. How dare he? He didn't like the entrance. Son of a bitch. Anyway.
I don't think the entrance added to his star rating.
Such a dick. Just saying.
Triple threat match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker defeated Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser Permanente role in 14 minutes 25 seconds.
Did you say Kaiser Permanente role?
Yes, I did.
So is he a hospital role or a?
Yes, like
Okay.
the cafeteria rolls that they have. That is
Oh,
Ludwig.
that's you got people up here now like, what the fuck is Kaiser? Anyway.
um, I mean, it was a semi decent. It was a decent match. I'll say that. Um,
That it was.
I felt like it just maybe missed something, but I kind of don't know what that is. It just kind of it did serve its purpose, which was advance the storyline. But I think that's what it was missing, though. This wasn't necessarily a blow off match. This was a let's advance the storyline match. I think that's kind of where I was maybe not as invested as I could have been. But what say you?
Um, I thought this match it it hit a certain note on the violence aspect. Like it honestly that's basically what this match wasn't more about storyline than it was about the violence they wanted to inflict on each other because they all kind of hate each other.
Right. And I mean,
And
Sheamus broke a rib during this match, like legitimately.
and and each person had their point to prove. Um, Ludwig was there to prove a point that he belongs and he should be because you can. Ludwig's point was he belongs and you can see him as an intercontinental champion,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Sheamus is the veteran to prove that he still got it and he's trying to capture the one thing that eluded him.
Correct.
And Braun is the person that's proved that he was trying to prove 2 points. A, Ludwig sucks. B, Sheamus is too old. And the third point, might as well, is that his time is now. And I think he proved 2 of those 3 points. That A, he proved that he is just way faster than Sheamus ever could. Man, just like moving, and he's violent. B, he proved that to Ludwig that there's levels to this shit. The time is now is still waiting, but it's a lot closer than most people think.
If he ever gets there, but that's
I
to be
think he's
seen.
gonna get there quicker than you think.
We'll see.
Um, and this is how I know because when they had him warming up, he had the Big Papa Pump T-shirt on. I'm like, oh, bro, he, he, he's leaning all the way in, leaning in. But honestly, I get your point that there was missing a storyline, but the storyline was the fact that they hate each other and they wanted to bust each other's asses up.
True. It wasn't the lack of storytelling. It was that it wasn't the end of the storyline. It was a progression of the storyline.
I mean, honestly, you could make up argument that this is the genesis of the story.
Yeah, you might not be wrong about that. How many stars you give up this one?
3.5 for the violence. I give it that. The violence was there. I mean, honestly, they went all over the bitch. They were all over the ring and the outside. It's just and Braun, the right person won. Braun and Ludwig was close, which gives him the argument that if it wasn't for that, he would be champion.
Right.
So that's what's the continuation of the story.
I give it 3. Wasn't a bad match, but it put again. It wasn't the most memorable thing. Alright, and that brings us the World Heavyweight Championship match.
How
Gunther.
dare you?
Oh yes,
Protocol,
Uncle
sir.
Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave.
Uncle
Oof.
Dave.
3 1/4?
Nope.
Three.
Oh no, higher, man. Come on.
3 and 3 1/2.
Nah. Gave him 4 1/4.
4 1/4. Interesting. I wouldn't gone up that. I wouldn't have gone up to four, but yeah. Okay, Uncle Dave showing off a bit. Not
I
trying
know,
not
showing off for the Steiner brother. I mean, I'm just saying.
trying not to show his AEW bias that much.
Oh God.
Gunther defeated Damian Priest in 19 minutes 20 seconds by technical submission. Um, I don't feel like this match did anything different than the match at
The
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. Nope.
Yeah, it was pretty much copy and paste if I'm being honest.
Yeah, they
Um,
took a 5 month break from the commercial break from the SummerSlam match to continue this match. Just saying.
yeah. So I mean, you you're saving Damian Priest. You're protecting him because there was interference, but it's still the exact same outcome as the SummerSlam match, which I don't feel like was necessarily appreciated. And if there was one match where the crowd was maybe not as invested or interested in, it was definitely this match, I would say. But what say you?
Like I said, a 4 month commercial break to get back to this match. The best part of this match was the end of the match when Gunther kicked the shit out of Finn. And because they didn't see that coming.
Right.
Because that was, I mean, that was the funniest part. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Because I'd never seen Gunther move that fast to kick the shit out of somebody. He moved. You thought he was Brock Lesnar when the way he fucking moved. But, so, I mean, just saying, my man. But Gunther won. Right person won. It protected Damien from taking another pin as a pass out instead of a pin. And like I said, basically a 4 month commercial break from the SummerSlam match to continue this match.
And we're probably not going to see this resolved until maybe WrestleMania, honestly.
Well, now that Gunther is kind of, it's going to be interesting because remember you were saying he's a tweener, but it is going to be interesting how he views this because he views Damien as trash. Now, whether he views him as honest trash is a whole other argument upon itself, right? So,
Right.
right, I mean, based on the Raw interaction between all of them, the fact he respects Damien more than Finn tells you everything that you needed
Yeah.
to know.
I mean, he
So
respects Dominik Mysterio more than he respects Finn Balor.
exactly, which might be a breaking point, could be the beginning of the end of the Day of Judgments. You never know. Because I've been looking at Dominic's demeanor in these segments, and he slowly but surely ain't having this shit.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that too.
It's slow. It's a slow roast, but shit, he's slowly like, bitch.
You know,
I'm not.
it's
Not
interesting that like Well, we pretty much all but know Cody Rhodes is going to be WWE champion by the time WrestleMania rolls around. Um, it's just a matter
Excuse
of
me.
who he's going to wrestle. Rumor and innuendos, notwithstanding, The Rock, Roman, maybe Randy, maybe John Cena. That's kind of, but the World Heavyweight Championship, it kind of does, and I'm making this analogy because it's in Las Vegas, it's kind of like a slot machine at this point. We could have Gunther Priest, could have Punk Set Drew and Punk. But we could have Damian Priest versus Seth. There's so many ways that they could go in the World Heavyweight Championship route. It just like I know that they want to lead to a big heavyweight championship match at WrestleMania, but is
Hmm.
Gunther gonna be the champion at that point in time? Or are they gonna go back to what they were supposed to do at 40? Or alter that into a way that it it makes sense for now with, what's going on? Or do and if in that case what happens to Damian Priest? You know what I mean?
I could see a well. Let's go ahead and do deductive reasoning now. I don't see Punk Seth having the title shot. I can see both of them fucking each other out of the elimination chamber. Punk will be in the elimination chamber. I don't think Punk will win the elimination chamber. So that X's them out. Drew's a bit of a wild card. He just got back. So we'll see where he goes with it. You can make the argument. I can see a triple threat between not Punk, Priest, Gunther, Finn. I could see that.
Okay.
I can see that. Especially considering the way Finn is trying to goad Gunther into a title match, and the way Gunther is shunning him the way he shunned Sami Zayn.
I mean, you kind of you went a lot further out than I kind of expected you to. I mean, you went to Elimination Chamber. What about the Rumble?
I think personally, I would think Roman would win the Rumble.
I've thought that myself, but yet then again, does Roman need to win the Royal Rumble to get a title shot at Cody Rhodes?
Yes, and here's why. Because due to the fact that you could say yes, he could get a rematch for a title, but the problem is the hiatus is so long for him to come back and get that rematch. This kind of hot shots him into it, if you will. Especially if Roman Rock is not going there, and I could easily see Roman Cody being the genesis of a transfer of heel to face for Cody, or face the heel for Cody.
Hmm.
I could see it. I could see it that way, or and you know what? The other reason of the fact is that the Royal Rumble winner is gonna have to go through SmackDown, because I see the Elimination Chamber as a mechanism to get to WrestleMania for the heavyweight championship.
Well, I feel like I feel like the Royal Rumble is more. on the lines of making stars than making putting established stars in those to win those matches. Which is going to make what I say completely confusing. CM Punk didn't come back just to be a part of the roster. Obviously he didn't win the Royal Rumble last year, but I could imagine that winning a Royal Rumble, one of the things he's never done in WWE, is high on the list of things he wants to accomplish this time around. You know what I mean?
While that is true, I think he was supposed to win it. I think he was probably supposed to win it last year to go against Seth at Mania, and that audible was a perfect, and him tearing his fucking bicep tricep
Yeah.
screwed it all up. So therefore, I think because here's the problem. John Cena's last match, he's going to be in the Elimination Chamber. It makes no sense for him to go after Cody.
Why wouldn't it though?
Because of the simple fact that you don't want John Cena's final match to overshadow Cody.
Mm, I don't know
His
about that.
final, you want his final WrestleMania match to be against Cody Rhodes for the championship?
I mean, but look at the resume that Cody Rhodes would have established. 1 year he beats the longest reigning champion of the modern era. The next year he beats the 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 guy with the most reigns, 16, John Cena, and
No, they would want people who, if Cena's in that match, they're going to try to root more for Cena to get 17 than for Cody to retain.
I mean, but then you have like the icon versus icon, the Rock versus Hulk Hogan scenario.
But I don't know. I don't see it because I see Cena being in the Elimination Chamber, but because there's only going to be two Elimination Chamber matches, men's and women's. So you're not going to have a set of Raw and SmackDown roster trying to get one belt,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
no, it
So
does.
that's why I think it's going to be for the World Heavyweight Championship, because you can make the argument you can put a Finn, because here's how I can see the participants: Finn, Priest, Cena, Punk, Seth, and the wild card, I think, Dirty Dom.
Hmm. Well, we will
And
definitely see.
and that makes a case for every person that could win in that match.
Well, we'll definitely see where that leads us. But let's get to the last match of Survivor Series, and that is the OG Bloodline: Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Janetti Uso, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk defeating the Bloodline, Solo Coca-Cola, Jacob Fuck You, the NFT Tamatonga, the infamous Tangaloa, and Bronson Reed in 41 minutes and 55 seconds. This match was everything the women's match was not, in the best way possible. It it took its time, it let things breathe. Things didn't necessarily get insane until the very last of the match. And it told a story. It told the story of CM Punk and Roman Reigns, even before they even got into the ring. It told the story of Jimmy and Jay, Sammy, Roman with these guys. Um, it was just it's what a, it what's the the War Games matches kind of should be when it comes to telling the story while also being violent and living up to people's expectations. What say you, Coco?
Hmm. It it not just told a story; it told multiple stories,
Right.
and I think that's the key. It didn't. There was an overarching story, and then there's these undercurrent of stories, and we got to see some of them. I mean, Jacob coming out, Jacob getting put out there as the hitman. Um, first, Solo looking at him, and Jacob's all on him. Punk coming out literally like the little kid at the zoo and just punching niggas in the cage before it already started. I mean, there was a story. The story was also told before the match because when you saw the bloodline, the new bloodline come out, they seemed unified.
They came out all together.
Yes. And every person on the other side came out individually, which was the craziest thing ever. The fact that Paul Heyman had to come out and give a goddamn pep talk. It's like, look here, motherfuckers. Y'all need to get this shit together.
Right.
Right? So, I mean, all of it. Everything in there made sense. And that's the good part about it. Everything made sense. Loved it. Storytelling wise, it made sense. And the fact that Roman and Punk were vulnerable, and the fact that Punk literally, Roman was about to come out and Punk just cut him off, so it looks like this crazy thing. And then the simple fact that Punk, after match, it just all the little, it was the little details that made the match.
Oh yeah.
All those little ass fucking points. Bing, 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 bing. And it was just perfect.
How many stars you give this one?
Storyline wise, I would give it a 4. It was great. With that, I give it, yeah, I'd keep it at the 4. Because the War Games, the War Games is what the War Games should have been. And the stories, and I give Roman and them props because it basically was like everybody was on the same page with it. The way Roman looked at Paul coming out of the match, the way CM Punk hugged him coming out of the match. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All these little things, which, yeah, can't knock it. Solid 4.
I give it 4.5. It had every right button. Alright. Oh, Uncle Dave.
Uncle Dave.
4.25.
4.25, bro. You are, yeah, 4.25 on the money.
Sweet.
You just, what the fuck, bro? You tweaking over there?
I mean, there's some matches you just kind of know where he lies just because of. And now that I've done this a few times, the fucking quarters and 7/5 things, like, fuck you, Dave.
The 3/4,
Yeah.
the 2/3.
So as a whole, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
Um, Thumbs in the middle. The women's War Games was kind of for me. After that, the women's War Games and the heavyweight championship match were kind of Everything else were kind of like on the upswing.
I give it a thumbs up. I enjoyed the show. Um, this, despite some of it not being, on par with, on quality wise, my attention was on the show the whole time. Maybe not for the Gunter Damian Priest match, but for obvious reasons. So yeah. So
Quick question: Was that the only one that thought Punk was gonna like go out, come back out, and beat the hell out of Roman?
I mean, it was a possibility.
Bro, he walked in the back and then walked back out. I was like,
That's right. We have to take the pictures. Triple
Yeah,
H
I
was
was like, I was like,
Triple H was like, "Get your ass out there. You need to take a picture."
I mean, I was like, come on, Punk.
That will conclude our coverage of WWE Survivor Series and this episode as a whole. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us this Tuesday as we interview Fabio Marquisig, and this Wednesday as we interview Paradox. Join us every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on Extra and Instagram, for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Kaliko?
I'm Kaliko. I'm sorry, Ricochet. I didn't mean to,
I'm not sorry, Ricochet. For Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
We can't even give it a fucking apology.
Fuck your apologies.
Fuck your apologies. Giving Kendrick Lamar GNX energy right now, sir. I don't like it. I mean,
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.